What is going on, Ada Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central. My name is Fareed. As a part of today's video, I want to jump into all of the latest news pieces going on in Cardano. Now, the very first topic I want to jump into is going to be surrounding the Minswap DEX, which is arguably one of the biggest platforms right now on Cardano, and the fact that they've just now launched the staking feature. Now, this is going to provide us with 4 different options, which I'm going to jump into as a part of today's video. On top of that, they've got 2 new triple farms that I want to bring to you guys' attention. Second, I want to jump into some news surrounding the Orcfax platform. They're going to be a decentralized data provider or Oracle platform building on Cardano that has just went live on the Mainnet. Third, I want to jump into some news surrounding the WingRiders DEX and a brand new platform called Cerra, which they're going to be hosting a token launch sale utilizing their WRLP or their WingRiders launch pad. Last but not least, we're going to talk a little bit about Lenfi. We'll take a close look at their monthly stats as well as an upcoming proposal for the DEX Hunter token. As always, if it's your first time stopping by the channel, my goal is to provide you and the Cardano community with the latest news, tutorials, and reviews surrounding all the builders in the ecosystem. If you guys would like to support me on my mission to educate the broader Cardano community, then consider delegating with the official Dapp Central Stake Pool, which is stake pool ticker DAPP. Jumping into the first topic for today's video, I want to chat about the Minswap protocol. So as I mentioned before, they're going to be an AMM style DEX. Right now, I believe they're the largest platform in terms of TVL, but we might see that change in the next couple of weeks, given the fact that the Indigo protocol is right behind this team. Now, that aside, we now have the Minswap or the Min token, which is going to be their governance token, staking, which is now live from the official website. So you have the ability to stake your Min tokens in order to earn ADA rewards from the fees generated from swaps taking place on the platform. Now, this includes a 1-month staking option, 3-month, 6-month, as well as a 9-month option. Keep in mind that each of the additional options, aside from the 1 month, do provide a boost, which is noted there in that particular screenshot. I do want to quickly jump over into this particular article. I'll leave it down below. It's posted on the official Minswap's Medium page. But this breaks down everything you need to know about the brand new staking feature. So it talks about the actual launch date, how the actual fees are generated that are then distributed back over to the Min stakers. They also provide the address where you can view some of the accumulated fees. And then last but not least, they talk about the actual boosts and then the utility for the Min token. So prior to this, I believe the only utility was actually through governance. So you had the ability to utilize the Minswap governance portal in order to vote for different proposals. With the latest proposal, I believe being surrounding Project Catalyst funding round number 10 and how to utilize their LP or liquidity pool ADA. That aside, it reads that you will now have the ability to gain access to real yield coming in from the trading fees on the platform, in addition to the governance that I mentioned earlier. So that's going to be the first update there that I want to quickly show off. If you head over to their official website, which is going to be app.minswap.org/staking, or if you utilize this brand new option at the very top by clicking on earn, you'll see this brand new staking option here. If you click on that, that will take you to this page here, which I'm showing you guys is where you can go ahead and actually stake. So right now we can see that there's over 205 million of the Min tokens, which are currently staked. And that is generating a total of 3,333 ADA per day, with over 20% of the circulating supply currently staked through their new staking platform. Now they have a total of 1,900 unique stakers, which is quite the amount. And if we look at the left-hand side there, we have the 1-month boost, which will provide you a 1% APR, the 3-month boost with a 3% APR, the 6-month with 6% APR, and then the 9-month with a 9% APR. One thing to keep in mind is that the APRs will fluctuate depending on how many people are actually staking and then how much ADA is being raised through the trading fees occurring on the protocol. If you want to go ahead and actually begin staking, it's relatively simple. You can click on the Connect Wallet icon here. Once you connect your wallet, it will verify the balance of the Mint token that you currently hold, and then you can dictate how much of the Mint tokens you want to go ahead and actually stake, and then you can actually click on the stake button here once you connect your wallet, and you can sign your transaction. Once that's submitted to the blockchain, then you'll be good to go or all set. So again, a pretty simple feature, but I did want to highlight this here because this has been one that has been in the works for quite a bit of time. And last but not least, congratulations to the Minswap team. Jumping over into the next tab, we have a launch of a brand new triple farm, which is going to be for the Orcfax platform. So Orcfax is going to be a decentralized data provider or an Oracle service, and you can now earn the FAC token, which is going to be their native governance token, the Minswap token, and then ADA by providing liquidity into their liquidity pool. Very similarly, we have another triple farm launched for the DEX Hunter token. So you can also earn the Hunt token, which is going to be the native governance token for the DEX Hunter platform, which is a DEX aggregator building on Cardano, as well as the Mint token and ADA by delegating or by providing liquidity into their DEX Hunter liquidity pool. So I believe that will take us through the updates there surrounding the Minswap protocol. Again, some pretty quick and short updates there, but I did feel like they were necessary to share with you guys here in the community. Now, we just got done talking about Orcfax, and that's actually going to take us into the next set of updates here surrounding the protocol. So Orcfax has rebranded their website, and I'll be jumping into that in just a minute. But if you're not familiar with this particular platform, they're going to be bringing off-chain data or real-world data into the Cardano ecosystem. Now, they're doing that through their Orcfax protocol or their Orcfax platform, which has just gone live on the Mainnet. Now, some of its key features include triangulated data. So this basically means that they'll be taking data from multiple points and then aggregating that together in order to get a unified data point. Number two, it's going to be fully auditable, again, because it's going to be built on the Cardano network using the ledger. Everything that comes on chain should then be verifiable on the network. Number three, they're going to be adding stake-based validation. So very similar to how we have stake pool operators that are able to mint blocks depending on how much they have delegated to their stake pool. We're going to see a feature like that coming into the Orcfax protocol. Now, I believe that right now, the validation will be centralized, but they do have it on their roadmap, which we'll take a look at here in just a minute, that they do want to decentralize this feature and allow for stake-based validation. Number four, all of the data gathered through Orcfax will be archived forever. Again, because it's going to be on chain, there's going to be no way to alter that or to change that after the fact. Last but not least, because it is going to be built on Cardano infrastructure, it's going to take advantage of the Cardano native eUTXO model or eUTXO design. Now, if you want to find out more about Orcfax, you can head over to their official website, which has rebranded, which is available at orcfax.io. From here, they talk about all of their features, their Orcfax token or their governance token, and they also have some information surrounding just how the protocol is going to work overall. Now, if I jump over into the next tab, we have the Orcfax deployment roadmap moving forward. So I just mentioned that they are live right now on the mainnet. I'm going to have Peter Van Garderen on the channel very soon to chat about what that actually means and what their next steps are. So if you guys have any questions surrounding Orcfax, then please make sure to go ahead and leave those down below. Now, right now, they've already completed phase one, which I believe is going to be their federated mainnet feeds. So what this basically means is that they will still have somewhat of a centralized access or somewhat of a centralized hold on the protocol. But as you guys can see, they're in phase two and phase three, they begin to decentralize more and more and more. As a part of phase one, which is currently live, the data collection is done through a decentralized manner. The validation, however, is done through a centralized manner, which is going to be monitored, whereas the publication of the data will be on mainnet. And as I mentioned earlier, that will be auditable. Now, phase two, the data collection will be decentralized. The validation will also be decentralized. Again, that's going to be using the stake-based validation. And then the publication of that data as a part of phase two will be done on the pre-prod testnet. Last but not least, as a part of phase number three, where we see the decentralized mainnet feeds going online around the timeline of May of 2024, we can expect for the data collection to be done in a decentralized manner. Same thing as the validation, as well as the publication being done on the mainnet. So we're really looking forward to phase number 3. I believe that's when the protocol will be in full effect, allowing for the entire community to run it on its own. Jumping into the next tab, I couldn't provide this update without actually talking a little bit about the Orcfax token utility. So there's going to be 4 key pieces here. Number 1 is going to be that you can use the FACT token for payment for on-demand Oracle data publication. So if you need to actually utilize the data coming on chain, you can use the FACT token in order to pay for that data. Number 2, staking by our data validator nodes. So you can use the FACT token to actually stake to a validator node, which probably then allows for them to have a higher probability of actually validating data. And I would assume that once they do that, they're rewarded with some sort of token or some sort of reward that then goes back to the stakers. Again, a very similar concept to what we have here with staking on Cardano or just native ADA staking. Third, you'll be able to use the FACT token as reward payments to validators. And so again, I think that just confirms what I just mentioned there. And then last but not least, voting power in the Orcfax DAO, as well as for governance. I think that last point has just come as just the norm now, or what is to be expected when it comes to tokens with respect to voting and governance. Jumping into the next tab, I do want to quickly highlight that I mentioned the triple farm when it comes to Minswap, but there's also a double yield farm when it comes to WingRiders. Now we saw the actual Orcfax token launch using the WRLP or the WingRiders launch pad, which was released about a month ago. Now, I believe that the biggest liquidity pool right now for the FACT token will be through the WingRiders protocol. But again, keep in mind that with the rise of platforms like DEX Hunter and other DEX aggregators, that you can use those in order to get the best price on the market, spreading out your order across multiple platforms. So if you guys are providing liquidity on the WingRiders liquidity pool, you can earn the WRT token, which is going to be the native governance token for the WingRiders platform, as well as the FACT token, the governance token for the Orcfax protocol. That will wrap it up there for that second set of updates. As always, if you guys are enjoying today's content, I would appreciate you if you could tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by the channel and you want more content like this surrounding the top builders in Cardano, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions for me surrounding the projects that we're talking about today, then make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. The next topic I want to jump into is actually going to be surrounding the WingRiders protocol. Now, WingRiders is going to be an AMM style protocol, which launched about a year ago. And right now, they're really getting a lot of anticipation and a lot of hype built around their WRLP with their third token launch. The first was through the Orcfax team. The second was done through the Plutus.art platform, which is a marketplace very similar to JPEG.store. And we now have the third token, which is going to be for the Cerra platform. Now, this is going to be a DeFi protocol, which I believe is going to be bringing derivatives trading to Cardano, as well as lending and borrowing. So it reads, the Cerra token will launch using the WingRiders launchpad on October 12th. Their testnet is now live. That actually just went live earlier today. So I'll be checking that out in just a couple of days and then providing additional content surrounding my experience. Now they have a thread here of 10 different tweets breaking down everything that the Cerra platform has to offer, which includes crypto derivatives trading and lending. They also break down what derivatives are, and they provide some screenshots that we'll jump into in just a moment. They also talk about peer-to-peer lending. So you can think of this as, for example, AADA Finance V1, where somebody can come in, put up a request for an asset, and then if somebody's on the other end that wants to lend that asset, they can go ahead and do so and earn a passive yield. They're also going to bring online NFT bonds, and then they're also going to bring in to the ecosystem what they call Cerra copy trading. So if you find a trader that suits you, you can actually copy some of their trades, which for me, I'm still kind of trying to wrap my head around. I'm not doing a lot of personal trading. I do a lot of buying and holding, but I could definitely see this being a nice feature to have for anybody who's always in the market or who has somebody that they appreciate their particular trading style. So let me know down below what features you guys would potentially be using here when it comes to Cerra, but I think they bring a lot of different utility and a lot of different features to the Cardano ecosystem. So that's going to wrap it up there for the update surrounding the Cerra token launch. In terms of the actual token utility itself, it states that you can actually stake the Cerra token to earn more of it. And then if you hold it, you'll get access to reduced trading fees, as well as DAO voting, and then farming rewards for liquidity. If I jump over into the next screen here, we have some screenshots of the actual platform. So it looks very clean, if I must say. At the very top right-hand corner, we have the ability to connect our wallet. We've got derivatives trading here, lending, copy trading, their dashboard, and then frequently asked questions. On the left-hand side here, we have whether we want to long, short, or swap. And then we have some of the details surrounding the actual type of order. So we have a market order, limit order, and a trigger. And then we have the visuals here surrounding whatever assets that we're looking to trade or swap. Jumping into the next tab, we've got another portion here surrounding the lending, which again, I believe these are all just concepts, but I will jump into the testnet here in just a second. So on the left-hand side there, we have some information surrounding our main account, the information surrounding the protocol, and then some of the amounts lent and borrowed within the last 24 hours. And then we have the entire market down here below where we can see the loan offers as well as borrow requests. If I jump over into the last tab, which is going to be available at app.cerra.io, we do have the launch of their testnet. So we have a light and a dark mode. I have the ability to connect my wallet here, which they support the Jira wallet, Nami, and Eternal. If I close that out, I can see my borrow requests right now. Again, this is on the pre-prod testnet. And then if I look on the other side here, we have the loan offers, which are currently available. Pretty cool feature. You can search through these right here. You can see the exact amount that the loan requester will be receiving, as well as the collateral, the status, the length, and then the ratio. So I believe this is basically going to be equivalent to the health of the loan. And then they have the interest in a yearly fashion listed there. Again, I'll be testing this out myself over the course of the next couple of days, but I did want to highlight this and bring this to you guys' attention if you guys are in the Cardano ecosystem. That will take us to the end there surrounding updates about WingRiders and the Cerra protocol. Now, last but not least, I want to jump into some news surrounding the Lenfi platform. So Lenfi is one of the first DeFi protocols launching on Cardano. They were previously known as AADA Finance. And this team has gone through a pretty big transition with the anticipation of the launch of their V2 protocol. As a part of V1, they were doing just like what we saw on the Cerra protocol, which was peer-to-peer lending. Now, as they move over into V2, they'll still have the P2P lending available, but they'll be focusing on liquidity pool style lending, where anybody can come in and get their loan offer taken care of without having to wait for a third party to accept or decline. So this here, I want to just quickly review, is going to be their monthly stats or their monthly report, in which we saw a total value locked of 12 million ADA in just the month of September of 2023. In terms of the token spotlight, this is, I believe, the second or third time that we've seen the SNEC token highlighted. What's really interesting about this is that there was a pretty close vote to get SNEC added on. Now, the SNEC platform did get added by just the smallest margin I've seen to date when it comes to voting on the platform. And it's really kind of shown itself since then, being one of the leading platforms or one of the leading tokens being used as collateral over the actual Lenfi token. So that speaks volumes right there as to how big and how big of a contribution the SNEC community has made when it comes to using the Lenfi protocol. So coming in at number one is going to be the SNEC token in terms of collateral, with over 3.4 million ADA being used in terms of the token, followed by Lenfi, which is right behind it with 2.9 ADA's worth, or excuse me, 2.9 million ADA's worth being used as collateral in the month of September. Now there's a huge drop off there, followed by Iagon, ADA, Kopi, and WMT. In terms of the most borrowed tokens at the bottom left-hand corner, we have a lot of people putting up their SNEC and Lenfi as collateral in order to borrow ADA, which makes sense, followed by the SNEC and Lenfi tokens, and then a huge drop off to borrow the ViFi token, Kopi, Iagon, and Indy. In terms of the most lucrative APRs, that's going to be with the ViFi and Lenfi staking, or excuse me, Lenfi tokens, and then Iagon and Indigo. So pretty cool updates there. The very last thing I want to highlight is that the average loan in the last month of September is going to be 6,150 ADA. And then in terms of the interest paid out to users, that's going to be at 47,300 $154 ADA, which has been paid out in just that month alone when it comes to interest. Jumping into the next tab here, we do have a pretty big announcement surrounding the proposal for the Hunt token, which is going to be the native governance token for the DEX Hunter protocol. Now, I did break this down before in my other videos, and I have a fully dedicated interview with Nikita or Nmelon from the DEX Hunter platform, breaking down what this platform has to bring. Now, I'm going to talk about DEX Hunter in a separate video, but they've been releasing so much information that I didn't find it fair to release it as a part of just one of these Cardano scoops. It is enough information to cover it in a video on its own. So the Lenfi DAO governance voting process to add Hunt is going to be as follows. The form voting, which I believe is now ended, took place between October 2nd all the way through the 7th, or as a part of epoch number 440. We saw the Lenfi snapshot take place at the beginning of epoch number 441, and they're going to be doing the on-chain voting beginning on October 12th through the 17th, or as a part of epoch number 442. So if you guys would like to see the Hunt token get added to the platform, I believe this will be both for collateral as well as just a borrowable asset on the platform. But if you guys have any other information surrounding that, then feel free to leave that down below as a part of today's video. Jumping into the last tab for today's video, I do want to highlight that the Lenfi team will be having a live community session joined by their lead developer, where the community can ask any questions they may have surrounding the development of this protocol. This will be taking place on October 11th at 7 a.m. UTC. That will bring us to a close here for today's Cardano Scoop. As always, breaking down all of the latest updates going on in Cardano. As a part of today's video, we touched on Minswap and their staking, Orcfax and their mainnet launch, WingRiders and the Cerra token launch, as well as Lenfi and their monthly stats. If you guys found any part of today's video to be helpful, I would appreciate you if you could tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by the channel and you want more content like this surrounding the top builders on Cardano, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions for me surrounding any other projects that we talked about as a part of today's video, then make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.